One of the most classic black walnut recipes ever today, black walnut ice cream. This is a tradition in the American South. Many different ice cream companies sell a version, and I'll get to those in a little bit. This took me all week to really get perfect, and it was driving me nuts, as you will see here. This is how many tries it took me to get the perfect maple black walnut ice cream. But we're going to go over cracking black walnuts. We're going to go over the classic black walnut ice cream because you should try that. You should try both. And then we're going to go over the maple version. But both versions are awesome. They're just a little bit different. The first thing we're going to do is crack the fresh black walnuts. I've talked about the Grandpa's Goody Getter Nutcracker a number of times on my channels. And if you harvest your own black walnuts, I've said it before and I'll say it again, this is something that you need. This is the best nutcracker for black walnuts and butternuts that I've ever used. After I crack the nuts, and I'm cracking them, not crushing them, now I use a snips to kind of spot treat things, and this just makes it easier for you to get nice big pieces. If you buy black walnuts, they're probably going to be small and crumbly, or you'll have to pay a lot more for pieces that will not be anything close to the size that I show you here. I mean, just look at these. Look at that. They're almost all perfect quarters. When you crack fresh nuts, I like to wash them off because it only takes one small piece of shell for Grandma to break a tooth. Just look at all that stuff. Okay, cornstarch versus egg yolks. This is super important. So most of the time with ice cream, we're going to take egg yolks and whisk them into an ice cream base and cook it. Well, if you're like me, you've probably scrambled the eggs a few times. So I remembered that Chef Michael Anthony has a great trick where he uses cornstarch instead of egg yolks, and it is a game changer. Let me tell you. We're going to use it in both of the recipes. So for the classic black walnut ice cream, we're going to take some sugar, a little bit of salt, and then we're going to mix the cornstarch right in there. You can also just put this directly into the cream and whisk it. I'm going to add a little bit of my homemade vanilla extract, and then we're going to bring that to a simmer. And most of the commercial black walnut ice creams, a lot of them do not even contain black walnuts. They contain black walnut extract because the whole ice cream should taste like black walnut, not just the nuts. So if you use fresh black walnuts and you cook them in the ice cream base, the flavor and the aroma permeates the ice cream base, and you do not need to use black walnut extract. It is going to be very strong. If you take the lid off after it's in the freezer, it just stinks like black walnuts. So you're going to chill that base down after it gets thick, and then after it sits overnight, you can see it got nice and thick there, kind of like cream. We're going to put that into the ice cream maker, and if you make a lot of ice cream, I definitely recommend a compressor model because you don't have to chill the bowl. And when it looks like soft serve there, or like thick sour cream, we're going to remove the ice cream, and then you just need to chill it. So because this has salt and other things, it's going to take about 12 hours. Okay, now for the one that was causing me so many problems, maple black walnut ice cream. So just in time for maple season. The problem with this is that maple syrup is not like sugar. Maple syrup contains water, and the trick that I found after many hard days and, as you will see, nights of working, I cook the maple syrup and almost reduce it to a caramel to evaporate that water. And if you don't do that, it crystallized on me every time, and I cannot stand crystallized ice cream. I want my ice cream smooth and buttery soft like a baby's bottom. After the maple syrup comes to a simmer, it's going to take about 4 to 5 minutes, and we're going to bring it up to just a rolling boil. And once it gets up there, now we're going to add the corn syrup. And the corn syrup has stronger invert sugars than maple syrup, and it's really going to basically stabilize the entire sugar base here for the custard mixture. And once the bubbles get tall like that, now you know it's ready. Most of that liquid's evaporated. It's going to take about 5 or 6 minutes total. Now we're going to add our dairy. And I'll add the black walnuts too. In this batch, I wasn't adding them, but you can add them too, or you can add them at the end. And as you can see, the cornstarch, you can just hammer this cornstarch. You can boil it. I don't recommend that, but if it happens, you're going to be okay. It's really, really forgiving. I mean, just look at that. Eggs, this would be a plate of scrambled eggs. But with the cornstarch, all I do is give it a whisk. It melts. Boom. It's silky smooth. Then we'll chill it down and back into the ice cream maker, just like the classic version. And this one could take a little bit longer to firm up than the other one because it has salt and the corn syrup, and it has heavy cream, where the regular version just has half and half. But now look when it's set. Look at how smooth and buttery, soft and velvety that is. That is a perfect ice cream. I hope you try both versions because I can't choose which one is my favorite. Thanks for watching, and happy maple season.